Hey, how's it going, San Diego? So, in this video, I'm going to shortly talk to you guys about what's going on at the airport right now. So, Loretta Gonzales, Assemblywomen Gonzales, is proposing that the San Diego International Airport fall back under the Port of San Diego. And her main reasoning for this is transportation is horrible getting to the airport. The airport's not doing anything about it, so it needs to go back under the port, and the port needs to fix it. Now, I do have public records from the port and from the airport, and I did talk to the airport not too long ago. And essentially, what happened is they say they're limited by what they can do because it's up to Sandag to plan stuff. If they go outside their legal, without their right of way, essentially, then it's an issue, liability, all this other kind of stuff. So they prefer that the port or Sandag plan something. Now, again, they had the intermodal transportation hub here that was designed for 2006 that got denied. Over at Miramar here, they had a plan back in the early 2000s to move the airport up here. That never passed. There were two options: half civilian, half military, or full civilian. As I said, it didn't pass. You can see where I'm working on some trolley lines up here. This is all copyrighted, by the way. I'm just giving you guys an idea of how I think I'm going to improve the transportation grid in the future. But in any case, so you have the new multimodal transit hub, which would go here. That'd be for coaster, high-speed rail, the trolley, and there'd be a park and ride, like a garage where people could park. My thought is there needs to be a DAR, direct access ramp, from the 5 to the airport, and there's a couple different options here for that. Now, the Port of San Diego is doing their master plan update here, so if you want to look at that, that's on their website. Just look up Port of San Diego master plan for Bayfront master plan or whatever, and you should be able to find it. And that talks about what they're doing down here with Seaport Village and the Sky Spire, which I knew about that way before that was publicly announced. That was kind of cool. But in any case, yeah, you have all these different options here. You have the rental car area, which is going to get built on. You have Terminal 1 redevelopment, which is going through, and you can find that on the San Diego International Airport website. If you just look that up, or just look up Terminal 1 redevelopment, you'll find that over there. So you have Terminal 2 over here. There's a Terminal 3, and this is where my gold line would go through. You'd obviously have the trolley over here, so people are trying to go to the park and ride or the multimodal transit hub, they can go there. And it would just be easy as getting on another trolley line and cutting over, and there'd be a specific line that could take you to the airport, or you just get off here and take the bus in. And I think that's probably what would happen, is they'd have the runway one where they currently have it right now, where it goes around right here and the buses go through. Now, granted, right here where the green is, you'd have to remove the parking lot to get a direct route to the airport. But there's a couple different options, and that's going to really be determined by what they do with the Terminal 1 redevelopment. So again, the airport's not going to do anything without the port or Sandag proposing something, or the city. So here are the three options I see. Either the measure passes for Assemblymember Gonzales and it's handed to the port, and they have a deadline now. They have X number of years to plan something, X number of years to get it built. Great. That's the longer way of doing it. The shorter way I see, which is option 2, is under the current airport administration. You have a joint task force from all the local entities that would be affected. So Port of San Diego, Sandag, Caltrans, MTS, whoever controls the coaster, High Speed Rail Authority, if that's even still a thing after a couple more years, depending on considering how that's way over budget. You have Caltrans people in for the DAR segment for the 5 expansion. You get all these groups coming together and say, look, we need a master plan for the downtown area to get to the airport to make everyone's lives easier. Caltrans proposes there's a expansion from Noble Drive up here where it currently ends over here by UTC, comes all the way down here. They build essentially a bypass from there that goes to through downtown to past the 15, and you stop at the 15 quarter and you can expand later if you need to. Now, why I say that is because over here, this is where all the traffic nightmare is. The bypass is going to stop at La Jolla Village Drive. So you continue the bypass going through, and that bypass is just going to be, there's two ways you can set it up. Either the bypass is going to be for major, major roads. So once you get down to the 52, like you would stay on the bypass to get to the 52, and you just stay in the main transit lanes if you would want to go in and out. Now, granted, there would be areas where you can merge to get in and out of the bypass. Obviously, traffic engineers would have to determine what's best for that. But then there would be a DAR at the airport, and it would take you right to it. So there's lots of ways of doing things. And I did mention MCRD earlier, I believe. And MCRD, one of the ideas back in the day was to buy out MCRD and have a second runway. That area that is off the table. And unless MCRD moves up to Camp Pendleton or Miramar or to one of the other bases, you're not really going to see this land being used for anything else. I mean, it's just going to be there. I do think if they decide to in the future to say, hey, you know what, we want to modify it, we want to we want to do X, Y, and Z, right, with this property, they can. And probably what they would have to do is they'd have to put like hotels and stuff over on this side off Barrett here. And then, I mean, you can't really do much within this area because you're limited by the runway. And I do think at some point San Diego needs to consider where they want to have their runway that's going to have, to bring in like the Airbus 350s or whatever, those giant ones. I think it's 850 or 350. I don't remember the exact model number, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The big planes. You can't land them in San Diego. You could land them on Miramar. Obviously, they drop in C5 Galaxies there all the time from the Air Force, but I mean, you're not gonna have anything like major like civilian runway in this area. I think the closest is Los Angeles. Would have been actually El Toro, but that's under redevelopment under the Orange County Great Park. And obviously down here is where the border wall is. The fun topic of today. And actually, while I post this up, the president will be visiting San Diego, and of course I'm out of state when all this fun stuff happens, so yay me, great timing. But in any case, yeah, so that's kind of the update on what's going on at the airport. I'm looking forward to see what Assemblymember Gonzales has to propose. And I do have all this information as well on the airport, which I will post if you guys want to see that from when I did my public records request. Again, a lot of the stuff would have to fall on Sandag and the port right now, but if that changes with my option 2, then say, okay, look, Joint Task Force, airport, you guys need to figure out how to make traffic better getting on and off your property, and also, you need to think of an alternative solution for mass transit or whatever. Done. I think that's honestly the easiest, as opposed to combining and doing all this stuff, but with like the port, because then that's I mean, you got to think there's going to be time where they need to transition into being run by the port, so there's going to be a little bit of delay on projects. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the issue. Hope you guys liked the video, thought it was informative. I was supposed to do only 3 minutes, but now I see I'm at 9 minutes here. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as I said, looking forward to Assemblymember Gonzales' plan on that. And if you're watching this video right now, I'm already talking to some of your team, and I hope to get a better idea of what you guys have planned, and hopefully I could work with you guys on that and show you my idea via like a Skype call or whatever, and show you what I have planned and see if that works with what you guys are doing. In any case, guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, signing off. And as I will say, because this is a San Diego video, stay classy, San Diego.